Today's video, we are reacting to Sexy Red is public enemy number one again. You know what I'm saying? What big Sexy do? I thought Sexy Red was public favorite number one. You know what I'm saying? Since she came in with that song, he wanna hang with a bad bitch. He wanna hang with a bad bitch. He wanna hang with a bad. You know what I'm saying? What big Sexy do again to be so hated? I don't know. I didn't even know she was public enemy. I thought she was loved or whatever, but apparently not. So with that being said, let's go to get to this video and see why people is hating Big Sexy.
Lil Yachty is responsible for a lot in the decade that he's been in the rap game. Well, over a decade, actually, because he came into it in 2015. Amongst that is Jumbotron-ish poppin' and a lot of the work he did for Her Loss in his own music. But recently, he just sent hip-hop and pop into a tailspin with this Sexy Red clip that he posted in the studio. Now, I can't play it for you guys because they are not playing about the music. But as you can see on your screen, dark, red room. I mean, this is aura right here. Yeah, in the background is the beat to Beat It by Michael Jackson from the Thriller album playing. Actually, is that from the Thriller album? No, it is. There's no way. I'm not doubting myself. It will be embarrassing if I'm wrong, but I'm 100% sure I'm not wrong on that. So she's rapping over it, and she's talking about, oh, just eat it, and she's talking about her box. So this starts spreading,
Just eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Don't know what the be. Show me how you eat it. Show me how you suck it. Then come in for hey, you know what I'm saying. Could have been a rapper for real, but I went down the YouTube route. You know how that be, man.
There's a lot of talk about Sexy Red being there's this new ongoing meme of CIA plants, and really Rakai took that role. Although Rakai does seem just like a kid, I think Rakai's appearance as well as his belligerent nature, people are going in on him a little bit too hard because that guy does not do any drugs. That guy is not, he's gooned out, sure, like he thirsts after chicks and that, but he's a young kid. Are going in on him a little bit too hard because that guy does not do any drugs. That guy is not, he's gooned out, sure, like he thirsts after chicks and that, but he's a young kid. He's 16, 17. That's kind of normal, but he's not doing
I just 17 with a whole lot of money. Fuck, bitch, I hop up out the cool. Tell that hoe and you don't like me. Why you worry about what I do? You know what I'm saying?
He's not even smoking weed, which, yeah.
That we're aware of. We don't know what these niggas is doing off camera. From what we're aware of, partaking in anything.
He's not doing anything really, really, really bad or illegal or violent, which is a lot more than you can say for rappers, especially drill rappers, like not King Von, but who was the other young guy? That's Tay-K, right? Tay-K was significantly worse. But Sexy Red, while she's still been managing 18 million monthly listeners, we haven't heard from her for a long time. And this was probably going to just be a nothing burger. That's what I thought, at least. And I just scrolled past it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But this turned into a mess. Now, Lauren LaRosa, who works for The Breakfast Club, she said the following: I exclusively spoke to a spokesperson for the Michael Jackson estate on Sexy Red's recent cover of Beat It. Keep in mind, this song was never teased. This song was never said to release. This song was never dropped as a loose track on SoundCloud or YouTube. None of that. This is her messing around in the studio, which this is something rappers do all the time. Like, for example, Lil Yachty Poland, that was not supposed to be a song. It just happened to leak. He was messing around in the studio, and then he was like, oh, shoot, this is going crazy. I guess I gotta record a song to this. And then he drops a full version. But rappers have thousands of songs. These people are, if they're serious about their craft, they're in the studio every single day making music, and they release less than 100 songs a year. Really, some right, less than 40. So there's a lot of music being made. Even XXXTentacion, for example, he didn't have much finished songs, but you saw, and he didn't have very long of a career either, but you saw a bunch of these like 30-second demos, him just like top lining on the track, things like that. So Sexy Red was probably having fun getting ready to record a real song. And this just went nuclear. And he said that they were clear that the use of the music was unauthorized. Yeah, no ish, it's unauthorized. They're playing it in a studio. This was never released. They would have to clear it, and the song would have to exist, which it doesn't. A spokesperson for MJ's estate tells me, we were totally unaware of this. The use of the music is unauthorized. The estate definitely didn't seem happy about the cover at all. I mean, they didn't really say much. And then, who else addresses this? Imani, who is somebody that works with the Joe Budden Network and is also a musician himself, he would come out and say, got MJ's lawyer on speed dial for anyone remaking or making a mockery out of Michael Joe Jackson's music.
God damn, nigga, it's that serious? Damn, nigga, it's that serious for real, bro? Man, bro, come on. It's that serious, gang? Making a mockery, holy fuck. Get MJ's feet out your mouth, brother.
Cease and desist season, lol. I don't know what involvement he has or if he's actually tapped in, but as we would find out very soon in a couple of tweets, this was a clout chasing session because he would say, not playing with y'all. We got a movie to prep for, dropping April 24th. It's cease and desist season for anyone playing with MJ music. And this is...
The only nigga that cease and desist is MJ. You know what I'm saying?
He's calling John Bronca MJ Estate, which I don't even know if that person is. I don't know who that person is. And then he goes on to say, wait, some of y'all think I actually have MJ's estate lawyer phone number? I bet. I got some other jokes to get off, and y'all better make sure you believe them too. So really what happened here is that the narrative didn't go how this guy expected it to. A bunch of people were like, yo, this is loser behavior. This song didn't come out. She's having fun. The amount of remixes that have been done of Beat It with parody versions over the past 2 decades, just on YouTube, on SoundCloud, you can't count them actually. There are hundreds, if not thousands of them. And yes, these people are not allowed to make money off of it. They're not allowed to, they have to clear it if they want to release it and collect on it. But Sexyy Red did nothing different than all of these people. She just happened to be a little bit more famous and I guess a little bit more disliked. But when something like this doesn't turn out in Imani's favor or anybody that does this, they pull the old, I was just trolling, guys. You seriously thought I had that person's number? However, if people were on his side, do you think he would have said, yo, I was just trolling, guys? No, he would have let it rock out. Now, somebody who unexpectedly decided to show full support to Sexyy Red was none other than Academics. And I think he's being a bit contrarian here because probably a lot of people that he doesn't like are coming for her head top. But I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Red is one of the CIA greatest plants. Like, send her to the black community to ruin everything. And I disagree. I think this is Sexyy Red being Sexyy Red. I think this is why people love Sexyy Red and hate her. This is why she's popular. She's going to give you unapologetically her. She's ghetto. She's ratchet. She's crass. She's obscene. She's all over the place. And yes, while you might have some reverence for the king of pop, Michael Jackson, and his legacy, and you're saying, yo, the song, when you think about not only the album Thriller, but you think about the song Beat It, you think about like really this nostalgic look back at amazing music and amazing production, even amazing music videos. Nah, where was Sexyy Red? Like, I've always said Sexyy Red got some of the most profound ratchet lines in history. I'm looking for the like that. Come on. Shake that. Bow, bow, bow.
Where that booty be? Hey. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, Sexyy Red. Like, it's probably a couple of niggas that done cracked some hoes. Sexyy Red. All because Sexyy Red was in a club telling other women to throw that ass. You know what I'm saying? I know the dreadhead niggas was eating that shit up. You know what I'm saying? When Sexyy Red was on that whole dreadhead shit, shake your dreads. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's niggas that probably got cheeks just off that, bro. Matter of fact, true story. I remember being in the club, bro. One of my guys, and at the time, bro, this nigga had dreads, like right when it was cool to have dreads. And I remember how often the husband would walk up to this nigga and be like, oh my gosh, shake your dreads. And he was one of them nonchalant dreadhead niggas too, bro. So he would just sit there and fake smile, bro. And like 10 minutes later, bro, he tongue kissing this bitch out, bro. Like, nigga, damn, I'm over here looking around like, yo, like, light skinned nigga still. What about light skinned nigga? You know what I'm saying? They be like, no, ew, fuck no, we're done with light skinned niggas. But let's Sexy Red drop a song about light skinned niggas being in. Ooh, she can switch the tide just like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you saying you can't sit here and act like she not influential.
Come on, like what? Like one thing I like about Sexy Red, and I don't care what none of y'all say. Sexy Red is one of those. You know they say don't judge a book by its cover. With Sexy Red, the book is a cover. Okay. She's exactly what she presents herself to be. She's exactly how she acts. She thinks. She doesn't compromise. And there's a part of kind of like, you know, that unapologetically being you, whether it's ignorant, whether it's being obscene, whether it's just twerking, whether it's being a like, you know, she's one of the first girls. That's why I think the city girls and these other women like got like exiled out of the game because they were pretending to be. She kind of came out. She's like, no, I'm a.
Yes, Sexy Red is certainly authentic, and she certainly made people like the city girls retire. Like, for instance, when you hear a recent...
That's okay. Now that they mention it, bro, I ain't heard them in a minute either, bro. I ain't heard shit about city girls, bro. I remember when they dropped the JT coming, JT coming, JT coming, JT coming, JT coming, rich ass. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was on 2K25, busting niggas ass with Jason Tatum, bro. When I would bust they shit with Jason Tatum, bro, bust all in they shit, I would be talking about some JT coming to the point where niggas wanted to fight me, bro. The niggas didn't even want to hear that song because they just knew, bro.
interview clip of JT talking about her being in a relationship with Lil Uzi Vert, you see a completely different person from the JT that got locked up. You see a lot of maturity. You see a lot of her shedding what she labeled as just disrespecting men as a whole, and that's what she grew up on. I'm going to play you guys a clip of that right now.
I grew up in environments where I heard women cuss men out like dogs. I learned a lot of decorum when I got into the industry and what's right and what's wrong because I grew up wrong. I grew up seeing women scrape violate men, and that's why I was no men in the house, okay? You get what I'm trying to say? So now it's all making sense. Like, my auntie answered the phone for a man, hang up, talk about him like a dog, disrespect him, bring my money, do this, do that, I don't care. And then you will look back and be like, oh, okay, I get it. It was like no real balance there. It was very toxic. My first song is called That. Like, girl, what? I had to learn in a relationship how to be in a relationship. This is my first real relationship. Like, I live with this person. I exist with this person. Before that, I was dating. So if I'm arguing with somebody, they're not in my face. So yeah, I'm going to tell you, don't play with me. Because what you going to do? You not in my face. Click. And I saw my mama do it.
I ain't gonna lie though, that I ain't gonna sit here and say I done cuss the woman out though. But me and that scenario you get to talking hot like that, the way I'm gonna just hang up that phone, it's something about hanging up that phone, right? Because what's gonna happen is that you hang up the phone, they gonna call you right back. And they go like, well, why the fuck did you just, and then you hang up again, right? And then this is what you hit them with. All right, Shayma, this is what you hit them with. When you're ready to speak like adults, I'll be waiting. Or I'll be here when you're ready to talk like adults. That one right there, that's like hitting them with a flashbang. Now, like, what? What's this nigga talking about? This nigga what? He said, what? I had no nigga act like this, but what? You know what I'm saying? They gonna be confused, they gonna be stunned, and you know what I'm saying? They gonna act right. True story.
And I saw my auntie do it. That's how I saw men be treated growing up.
So listening to this, you're like, whoa, this does not sound anything like Sexy Red, the girl that was rapping about F my baby daddy. Meanwhile, she was pregnant and the guy had the ankle monitor? The guy that she was, I don't even know who Sexy Red's baby daddy is, to be honest. So Sexy Red, I think she is absolute chaos, but I think what makes Sexy Red likable is that it doesn't feel like she has a venomous or evil or dark nature and spirit to her. And I think that's what makes her more likable than, let's say, a Megan Thee Stallion, for instance. Number one, Megan Thee Stallion is complete cap because she's cooking it up, she's chefing it up, she doesn't even care about her rap career anymore. Well, she tried to release some songs, they went nowhere, and she's a completely different person than what she portrayed.
Wait. What happened with her and Klay Thompson? Hold up. Her and Klay Thompson not together no more? Hold up. Let's Google this. Are Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson still together? Yeah, as of February 2026, they still appear to be. So who's this nigga right here? Who the nigga is?
In her music when she's with Klay Thompson. But the message and the way that she portrayed herself, especially intergender relationships, it came off venomous. It was like she was a hater, right? Like she hated the opposite sex, which is very, very different from a Sexy Red. Like she's like, F my baby daddy, but she's also throwing it back, but she's also trying to have fun. And you can also see this because Sexy Red is one of the few female rappers that male rappers constantly want to collaborate with or just hang out with. And no, they're not all cracking Sexy Red. I think, like for example, Drake. I don't think Drake has ever cracked Sexy Red. He probably doesn't want to. I don't even know. We're not going to get into meat watching. But my point is that he just thinks she's entertaining. She's funny to him, she's cool, and she's not necessarily trying to get anything out of him. So that's probably why he worked with her. Chief Keef, for instance. Now, Sexy Red was for sure like very, very into Chief Keef. She's lusted after Chief Keef. She's made that known on Twitter X, but they're cool. I don't know what the hell happened between them. Not interested in finding out. But a lot of other male rappers, they're not hanging around female rappers like that. They don't respect female rappers, number one. And if there is a song that was made, it was just business. And they were like, okay, they paid me to do this feature. But with a Sexy Red, they want to hang around her. So the likability comes from a little bit of jovial nature, you could call it, from Sexy Red. Now, for this song, I don't think it should have gotten this much attention. Now, if she actually tried to put this out, that would be a different story. This was just a studio recording. This was not a snippet. This was nothing. And I do think that Sexy Red did this. I don't know if she did this intentionally because Yachty put this out, but I do think this is great because keep in mind, this is how she blew up. She would rage bait a ton of people, and then a slight amount of people from that huge rage bait crowd of like, let's say 1 million, they're like, yo, I kind of like this chick. Oh, this song kind of catchy. Like, dog, she blew up with my pea pink, my booty old brown. And people were like, what the hell is this? There's no way this is going anywhere. And that was 3-4 years ago. How many years ago was that? Maybe even, was that 5 years ago? Time flies really, really quickly. And then she had hit after hit. Now, what did flop was when they tried to pair her up with Bruno Mars. That did not go anywhere.
That's two like very like Sexy Red is one end of the spectrum, and then Bruno Mars is the complete other end of the spectrum. Like they have two, like people who listen to Sexy Red are not bumping. The niggas who are bumping Bruno Mars is not listening to no fucking Sexy Red. So I don't know why the fuck they thought that was gonna work.
I don't know why they thought that was gonna hit, but yeah, and she's got like some sort of independent label situation. So Sexy Red works, and you could say like Cupcake was the first one to really, really run with this. Yeah, let's not try to bring it back to the 90s and do the whole Lil Kim thing, but Cupcake was on this type of timing, maybe just a little bit less. Well, Cupcake was from Chicago, was she not? Yeah, Cupcake was doing her own thing too. She just never hit big like Sexy Red, because this is also another thing. Sexy Red is the equivalent of a drill rapper. So when we get a Slim Jesus, you're looking at this guy like, yo, this guy's rapping that drill stuff, but he's not living it at all. And he says he's a fraud. Man, this music is not hitting like that. That's the same thing with these chicks that are claiming to be like, oh, use a man. I don't need men. I have a bunch of dudes rolling around. And then you've got situations like, or you got people like JT. You've got the other girl from the City Girls who her name escapes me. Young Miami. Yes, Young Miami. And you've got Megan Thee Stallion. Let's just take those three examples off the rip. And you've even got a Glorilla. So what do all of those have in common? Well, they all got a man. Well, Young Miami, she was with Southside.
Who y'all think go harder, Glorilla or Sexy Red? I feel like in terms of Sexy Red, I feel like it'll make more of like a, in terms of like who makes more catchier music, probably Sexy Red. But in terms of like who be going hard, Gorilla be. Like, it's literally in her name, Glorilla. You know what I'm saying?
For a while, and she had a kid, that whole situation. But from Southside, she went to Diddy, and she was not on that same type of timing. Glorilla, I think she's with Brandon Ingram. I think Glorilla made more street music than like, oh, I'm street and I'm throwing it back for everybody. She would have some raps like that, but not so much. Megan Thee Stallion, allegedly she was throwing it out to everybody. I mean, even Blueface said he hit, and Tory Lanez, and I think DaBaby. So that's 3 off rip right there. And who, I think I forgot the other one. Coi Leray maybe? But Coi Leray's in another relationship now. The point is, they get into relationships. Sexy Red, we haven't seen her in a single real relationship. So when you see these girls that talk about, oh, I'm just using guys, I'm running through them, I've got a roster, you're like, well, where is your roster? How many people are you hanging around? You're fake. You're fake drill rapper. You're fake rapper. But Sexy Red, she's talking that talk. She's throwing it around. You see her with different rappers. You see her saying F my baby daddy. You see her get pregnant. You see a tape release of her. Like, yes, an explicit tape drops and she's like, yeah, it is what it is. She has a see her get pregnant. You see a tape release of her. Like, yes, an explicit tape drops and she's like, yeah, it is what it is. She has a kid.
Wait, a Sexy Red got a tape out? Yo, somebody send me that link.
And then she's with rappers after that. Well, you don't see her in an official relationship. You don't see her booed up. She's living her raps. And I think that's what makes you say, like, damn, you at least got to respect that. Even if it's just top flight degeneracy. Because what's worse? A degenerate that's living it and embodying it. And
you want to hang with a baby. You want to hang with a baby. Anyways, man, with that being said, y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this in the comment section below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Every single sub is greatly appreciated. Until next time. Peace.